there, it's Neil Dugan here from Conscious of Health again. I'm the clinic director here. We're actually in the clinic at the moment, and in front of me here is the treatment table that we're using for normal energy medicine sessions. So in front of us here are a couple of dowsing rods that I've made, and as we showed you on the earlier video, these are just made from any old coat hanger or bits of wire or anything like that that you've actually got lying around the place. So they're very easy to make. So they're about 6 or 7 inches long for the handheld part, and for this part along here they're about 12 or 14 inches long. So there's nothing particularly dramatic about the design other than that you need to have a nice L bend there. Okay, so how we use them. So this video is about how we actually use dowsing rods. You hold them out in front of yourself and then actually wander around the room. So you can see that I've got a very, very gentle grip on these rods. So they're just moving around literally. The air conditioner's going and it's blowing them in the breeze a bit. So I'm not holding this or gripping this in any way. So what you do is you actually walk, and while we're actually photographing this or videoing this in this position, is that I know that I've already identified an area of geopathic stress, and in this video we're going to show you actually how we do the determining what we're dealing with. So here we go. So we're wandering along and they cross. So that's the signal that you're looking for, is when the rods are actually crossing. Now I'm not deliberately doing that, the rods are just moving. So we'll try it again. So here we are, we're just walking along and there it is. And I've been through this before, and I know that there's actually a line of geopathic stress just running along here behind the table. Now, before I actually prepared all of this, I went around the building actually identifying it, and it was interesting to note that where we've actually set this table up with this gap behind it, we intuitively knew to do that, and the reason was that there was actually this line of geopathic stress behind here. Now, later on in this video I'm actually going to show you how we're going about identifying what's causing this line of geopathic stress. We'll then be doing the actual implementation to resolve the geopathic stress, and we'll move on from there. Alright then, so let's move on to the next aspect. Okay, so we've identified that there's an area of geopathic stress in the corner of the clinic. Next thing we want to do is we want to actually go through an asking process using our pendulum to determine what actually the geopathic stress is coming from. So to do that, we've got our setup that we set up in the video earlier, and you'll be making this up for yourself. And remember that your yeses and nos and I don't knows and I don't want to answer can actually be in a different layout to what mine are. So this is just what works for me. So don't be concerned if yours are in a different arrangement. That's perfectly natural and normal. So in the case of myself, in this direction, towards myself and away from myself is yes. Crossways is no. Around in the clockwise direction is I don't want to answer, and in the anti-clockwise direction is I don't know. So I'm directing these questions directly at my subconscious mind. So I'm asking my subconscious mind these questions. My subconscious mind in turn is making a connection with general consciousness to find out what the information that we need to know about this geopathic stress that's sitting in the corner of the clinic. So just over here in the corner of the clinic. So we're going to go through an asking procedure. So what I'm going to do effectively is just ask a series of questions to narrow down what the geopathic stress is coming from. And once I get a yes, then we know what it is. So the first question is from our list, and you'll have this list yourself, is it coming from ley lines? So that's a clear no. So this is not coming from any ley lines. Is this coming from a general energy line? That's a clear no. Is it coming from geological formations? That's a clear no as well. Is it coming from underground water? It's a clear no. Is it coming from electrical cables? It's a definite no. When you're in a corner like that, when you're actually next to a wall, electrical cables on the walls are always a suspicious issue, but it's not coming from that at all. So magnetic sources? It's a big no. Electromagnetic frequencies? That's a clear no. Events or activities? That's a yes. So I'm wobbling a little bit because I'm standing up. Ordinarily when I'm doing this I'd actually have my knee, my elbow either on my knee or on a table or some surface like that so I can steady myself. But when I ask the question, is it an event or activity with a high emotional charge, that's a very definite yes. That's a very, very clear yes that we're actually getting there. So we don't need to ask the last question, which is this from an entity? All we need to know is that it's actually from an emotional or belief system relating to activities or events that have been going on here and just in that corner of that room. Okay, so we've identified what that is. We could narrow that down further and find out specifically what it is through the asking process. But as a part of our implementation of the remedy for this, we'll be finding out a bit more information about it, and later on in the video I'll actually be showing you what we've come up with. So very interesting. We'll move on from here. Then we'll be doing the implementation as well. Welcome back. During the break I've been carrying out a session, if you like, on this piece of space. So we're talking about this piece of real estate that's sitting in behind here, and we've been carrying out an energy medicine technique on this to actually resolve the conflict and the issues that were in there. In short, the particular issues that we're dealing with in this piece of space behind the table were really related to what's been going on in this area for the last nearly 20 years. So we've not long been in this clinic, and prior to that there was another practitioner in here, and they had their table against this wall here, and the many years, nearly 20 years of people coming in suffering from all kinds of ailments, as you do as a clinician. You get people coming in with all manner of disturbing things going on in their lives, and that energy and those memories had actually built up in that area. And so that was one of the main things that needed to be released or to be balanced. In addition to that, we actually had an entity in here as well. So the main issue was what we found on our the original work that we were doing there with our pendulum, was that we're dealing with an emotional activity which had been going on for a very long period of time. There was a whole lot of emotions and beliefs and so on associated in there, and the relationship between the practitioner and this area as well, and the events that were going on. So like just the activities, the things, the emotional traumas that people had been through, all of these patients, and there was an entity that was actually then further associated with that space. So we've done the release now, and what we can do now is we can actually check, and this is what I would be encouraging you to do yourselves when you are engaging us to carry out this type of work for you, this energy work for you, is that once we've done the release, once we've done the balance and the harmonising of the area, and if we need to harmonising and balancing yourself as well, is that you get your dowsing rods out again and you prove it for yourself. So here we are, off we go. So we're going to walk along here, and as I say, I'm not doing anything different. This is exactly the same, this is exactly the same, and there it is. There's absolutely no sense that these dowsing rods are wanting to cross. So we know this is proof positive, absolute proof positive, that we've actually had our result. There's nothing happening there at all. So I'll just do it again, and it's absolutely clean. So as I stand here before, you'll remember that earlier in the video that the rods were crossing like this, and I was not changing them, we're not doing anything different. It's exactly the same. Now the rods are standing out here completely straight. So what that means is that we've actually resolved that conflict out of this particular area here, and it means that out of this room, because I've just been around the room and checking everything, there's nothing residual in this room now in terms of harmful geopathic stress or environmental stress for that matter. So I hope that helps explain what we're doing, and it'll certainly be it's a terrific example, and fabulous that we've actually managed to find something in our new clinic here as well. So thanks for watching. Hello again, it's Neil Dugan here again. If you've enjoyed watching this short video and you'd like to get more information about this, I have made 20 videos of the most frequently asked questions that people have about the subject of geopathic stress, environmental stress, how it impacts on you as an individual, and how your health and your well-being of your family is being affected by this type of stress in your environment. If you would like the information, we have these 20 videos. I'm happy to email them to you. All you need to do is complete the form. You don't need to be concerned at all about completing the form. We will not use your information for any other purpose other than to communicate with you about this valuable information. So please complete the form and we'll get these videos across to you, and look forward to catching up with you on all this wonderful information. Thank you very much.